Petitioners seeking legal recognition of same-sex marriages have moved the Supreme Court, urging it to review and correct its judgment, denying them the right. They said that the ruling suffers from errors apparent on the face of the record and is self-contradictory and manifestly unjust. The review petition also said that majority judgment is facially erroneous because it finds that the respondents are violating petitioners' fundamental rights through discrimination and fails to enjoin discrimination. As a reference, the plea read, and I quote, "For example, the majority judgment holds that the respondent's characterization of marriage for various collateral and intersectional purposes as a permanent and binding relationship between heterosexual couples only. This impacts queer couples adversely and has an adverse discriminatory impact by wrongly depriving them of marriage-related benefits." The plea went on to add that the ruling acknowledges that heterosexual relationships are legally protected and receive benefits. However, those in non-heterosexual unions are not afforded the same protection and benefits, resulting in discrimination. The majority judgment emphasizes that equality and non-discrimination are fundamental rights. It asserts that excluding queer couples from legal frameworks that grant them various benefits, privileges, and opportunities is unjust and amounts to discrimination, violating their fundamental rights under Article 15. The review petitioners argue that the majority judgment limits the Supreme Court's authority. While recognizing discrimination and violations of human rights falls within the court's responsibility, the separation of powers prevents the court from actively preventing discrimination or protecting those fundamental rights. The petitioners also argue that the majority judgment fails to recognize that marriage is essentially a legally enforceable social contract. This right to enter into such a contract is open to anyone capable of giving consent. Adults of any belief or non-belief system can partake in marriage, and one group cannot impose its definition of marriage on another. No contract or coercive state action, such as imprisonment, should infringe upon adults' fundamental right to marry. Referring to the judgment, it said, and I quote, "It effectively compels young queer Indians to remain in closet and lead dishonest life if they wish joys of a real family. It is fallacious that under these facts and in the absence of fundamental right to marry or form a union, the rights to equal protection, dignity and fraternity are insufficient to justify judicial intervention."